Hello and welcome, I'm Misstical, this is Godforge, let's jump in. So this is sort of the end of beta. How have I done and how have we found it and all that sort of good stuff. So we've been playing now for about 2 weeks. Good, I've liked it, it's nice. What's nice about it though? What have I enjoyed? What's been good? I want to just come over to the summoning here. We'll do some summoning in the background. Here, echo fragments. This is nice. So you can collect some echo fragments on the way each time you summon, and then you build up, and then you can sort of collect one of the heroes that you might want or need. We've all been in the scenario where RNG isn't brilliant and hasn't worked in our favour. So it's nice that something like that is in place, and that's just one of the many nice things that I do like about the game, to be honest. I like the fact that they've thought about where RNG goes bad and how to sort of at least push it a little bit more in your favour as a player, so that's always nice. But there's lots of these little things they've done throughout the game, and that I think is one of the things that I really like about it. Okay, so the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, I think the phrase is, and that is worth remembering. So for all these little things you see within the game that I like, then we've got some flawless as well. They've given away loads of stuff, so we'll do the summoning. I quite like the summoning as well. I quite like the portal. I don't get to see what it is. Yeah, this is nice. It all works remarkably well. Okay, so this is all good news for us, and you get to see how many you've got left, how many you want to pull. It's all quite good. The animation's all right. It's not offensive. People will worry about the graphics in the game. I suppose some people are going to say it's a bit waxy looking, but for me it's not an issue. I enjoyed RuneScape. I thought RuneScape was brilliant because it was playable. I think that's what I need from a game more than anything else. I want it to be playable before people worry about graphics. For me, there we go. That's sort of my take on it. And this is just part of what makes the game good. The gameplay is good inherently, and I think they've tried to address many issues that we find within it normally. Okay, so there are other things that are available in the game that I think they've tried to push out and see if they can correct some of the issues that we might find within the game. Okay, right. I like the way this comes out. I like the way it goes back down. I like the way the campaign is actually set out. I like the way I can nicely scroll across it, and you get rewards for just doing it. A lot of this is good in the game. So what have they tried to change in the game? If I pick up any old sort of hero, so if we pick a hero and have a look at them, they've got something called faith. Now faith increases the amount of divinity generated by your hero in battle, which is required to use your ultimate. So your ultimate is done off this divinity. More faith will make your ultimate happen more frequently, so it's a nice change of pace that they've tried to address the speed issue, where going fast doesn't necessarily be what you want. You could go slowly, you could get attacked a lot, and those attacks are going to increase your faith, and the faith would then increase your divinity, which would give you more ultimates going off. So you could build a slower team and rely on coming back at a faster team. I think it's quite nice that they're trying. Whether this works or not, who knows? And I dare say there'll be adjustments as we go forward within this and the rates that you get it. Remember, this is only beta. So I think this is really good, positive sign that they're trying to address issues within the game more than anything else. The dungeons are very much the same thing. So they've already got plenty of dungeons in there. Got some for the Ascension, that's absolutely fine. We've got a couple for the armor classes that you'd like to take, so you can take those about. They're quite nice. And then we've got one for weapons as well. So that all works remarkably well. It's quite nice to see. They've attached rifts into it as well, so you can get occasionally you can get a little boost from going through. Very nice, works remarkably well. I don't overly have an issue with it. I think some of the power jumps between the levels might be a little harsh, but again, it's only beta, so what are you hoping for? The only, I suppose, the possible downside, or one of them, is sometimes I've found I've wanted to go somewhere else in the game and I I can't do it. But then not everything's open, so you know, can't have everything. There we go. So that's everything within the game that I have really enjoyed, and I've liked the beta as a whole. I've liked it. Heroes I've pulled. I mean, this was a problem. So I got Mulan at the start. I then went and pulled a couple. So I immediately pulled absolutely fantastic hero. Love him to bits, although absolutely busted. So he's got the ability here where he heals for one enemy, heals for 2%. He doesn't. He's healing for about 98%. So it's, unless they can kill him off on one of their waves when they have their attacks, he's not dying at all, because he jumps straight back in. He's back up to full health. Okay, so a little bit busted. That's never going to make it through. I've been playing around with some more of the epics. I really enjoyed them. I went horrifically wrong. I got lots of gold at the start and just went with shiny teams, which is a horrific way to do it. Okay, so there are plenty of rares with a lot of abilities that can come into the game and make things a lot better for you. That'd be a much better way to do it. Don't just go all gold shiny. You end up with horrific team synergy. That's not the way to go. Okay, so just bear that in mind if you're playing. So many good things in the game to get excited about and be part of. It does bring us back to the downside to some of the bits. So if we're here, for example, and I want to promote a hero, the slide bar it's all right. It's okay. That's not a major issue for me. But this side of things, when I want to get rid of heroes, this is I can click these if I haven't locked them out. I don't really like that. I would like to be able to do this on mass as opposed to clicking individually, and then once I can confirm all those, I can get rid of all of those. I get some XP, which is nice. But then if I want to level up my chickens, I then have to go through and find the low level heroes that I want to do. In fact, I can click them around the other way, can't I? And then I select one and promote one up, and then I've got another click to promote one up, even if I auto fill them. I want to be able to select all of these and go, well, I'm leveling up all the black cats or something like that. This is really antiquated, to be honest. This is what we've got in Watcher of Realms, which is where I essentially come from as creating. So here is absolutely great. It's a quick level up process. It does my 1 to 2 stars, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 stars, and I can just, I've got a button here that I can select, so I can select that and I can rank 10 up at a go, and it will just go boom. I hit the quick select, ranks them up, tells me that some of them might be suitable for fusions and things. Not an issue about that. I can just rank them up and go straight past it. They're all done. And then I can just hit quick select again and do the next 10, and you can see the available to do 3 to 4 stars is ranking up at the same time. And on top of that, there's a nice little button here that says consume rare heroes, because there will be a point those 3-star rares you'll want to consume or you'll want to keep. This is a really nice system. Maybe I've been spoiled, but this is not. Far too long-winded. If I've only got 2 or 3 hours of a day to spend playing a game, this is not at all where I want to spend it. And it stands out a mile because so many other things in the game work so well, and yet this seems to be so antiquated. That's probably a pinch point for me. What else is there? The only other, there's sort of 2 really. Let's go and just quickly do this, and we'll jump in here, and we'll jump in somewhere nice and easy. We'll jump in here. There we go. Multi-battle, I quite like this. This is quite nice, and you can decide how many you want to run. We'll just select 2 and we'll go for it. Okay, that's not an issue. I think at some point watching through it, I'm gonna want, I would like to see maybe background fights. Maybe that's a thing where the game is going. Maybe it's not. Don't know. But I think certainly when I've got to do these every day for quests and things like that, I'm maybe not going to want to watch them every single day and do the precise ones. Now, the other thing about it is, so we get our rewards for having done the first round, and we can see our rewards, and then we're going to have a quick countdown, and then we're going to the next fight, and we'll see the next fight. So we'll just run this through. So I'd like, if I'm going to do this, I'd like to be able to decide who I attack on where. So the healer heals, even though everyone's on full HP. That's crazy. I should be able to say heal second or third battle, or when, ideally I'd like to be able to say when someone falls below 50% health, heal. That would be ideal on auto battles, that sort of thing. But this, I think, would be annoying when I do overnight farming. I can't see all the new gear I've got. If I do 100 or 200 runs and I buy a load of stamina, I want to do hundreds of runs overnight. I want to be able to see the gear I've got, and I don't. I just see my last run. I want to be able to see and then decide on what gear I want. The gear farming is going to be such a large base of it, I shouldn't have to then go to another screen. I should be able to do it straight here, I feel. So that, I think, is going to be potentially problematic for me. Okay, so yeah, plenty of good, some bad within the game as far as I see. Okay, so there we go. That also leaves us to some ugly as well then, I suppose. If we're going to do good, bad and the ugly, let's go into it. And the ugliest thing in the game I can find at the moment actually is over here. Axe Hollow, she is ugly. Absolutely love the fight. It's a fantastic fight. This is one of the other things I like about the game. They're not all, let's just go into this one and do a quick battle. They're not all the same. So this one, for example, as you go through the 2 waves, that's a bit the same. Maybe we could change that at some point as well. But the actual boss fight itself changes. And it's not a normal boss with 2 ads. There is the boss there with many ads around it, and I like the way that someone's actually thought about it. We can change how our boss fight works, and I think this is one of the strengths of the game, is they're actually trying new stuff. Whether it works or not, it doesn't matter overly. I like to see the fact that someone's actually actively trying. When your game stops trying to do things, I think you're then got an issue with maybe your game has peaked. So here, someone's tried something new, and I think it works remarkably well. Okay, I think this is one of the strong sides of the game, that they are willing to try different things and see what works and what doesn't, and what sticks and what doesn't. And this, I think, works for me. I quite like the idea of it, and I'm happy that they actually bother to try. I think that is one of the strongest points that you can have from the game. So we go back at the start. I think it's a strong footing for the game myself. People may think other things about it. Is it Raid-esque? Yes, but I always like Raid. Are the graphics perfect? No, but then I like RuneScape, so I'd rather have the gameplay in place more than the graphics. For me, there are some issues, like I've mentioned, but I think it's a strong start. We haven't seen everything the game's got to offer yet, so there are other things such as they've got the tower and we've got arena, so hopefully we'll see them shortly as well. This is coming to the end of the first beta. I think next time going in, I'll be more prepared. I won't just pick the gold shiny ones. I'll try and get a team with some synergy, but that will come down to who and how the summonings go. But the game is pretty generous with what they give you to do the beta. If you want, sign up for it. Come and have a play. It's coming at some point, and even if you don't like it, it gives competition to whatever game you're playing, and that competition will drive whoever is in charge of the game that you're playing to actually strive and do better themselves, because as a player base we then have other places to go, which is good news for us as a player base. Okay, so on the whole, I think a good start for the game. Looking forward to seeing the rest of it. Okay, give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Look forward to chatting to you. Cheers, bye.